Hello, this is Mr. Zhang from Visa in Korea. Today I just talking about Korean-born child from G1 visa holders. I received several questions regarding this, and already I posted it or the regarding the Korean version of the Korean-born child. So some person and requested for the and how about uploading an English version? So I just make it and make it more simple to understand that. So let us start. Today is the lecture for the Korean-born child from G1 visa holders. Okay, I will make it very simple. The steps to apply for the visa for your Korea-born child. So it is based on the G1 visa holder, but sometimes you can use the similar cases as you. The first step is that uh, and your mother, right? And the child mother shall have a G15 visa, right? But mostly that kinds of person and apply for the refugee, but it is not exactly a refugee, right? G15 is a visa for applying for the refugee status. So if you apply and for the application for a refugee, you may get your ARC as a G1, but it is not actually a refugee visa. It is a refugee applicant and visa, right? So if your application is permitted by court or immigration office, you may get F24. F24 is a residence visa, but it is actually a refugee status. So G15 is not actually refugee status only, but only it is just a refugee application person. Okay, anyway, first of all, and the child's mother shall have a G1 visa. It is a valid G1 visa. So if and the child's mother has a departure order, you cannot apply for the certain visa for your child. So if your child and is born in Korea, at that time your visa shall be valid. Okay, so no departure order. And step two, so if your child is born and you need to get the birth certificate from hospitals or the medical institution. So after that, if there is this birth certificate is issued in Korean, you need to translate it and the notarial translation into English, right? And after that, visit to your your country's embassy in Korea. So if you are from a country and after born your child and get the birth certificate and apply for your child passport to the your country's embassy in Korea, okay? It's not overseas Korean embassy, just your country's embassy in Korea. So if your Korean embassy is not in Korea, it is difficult to apply for that. In this case, you have to go back to a certain country, right? Certain country to apply for your child passport, and after that have to come back. But if you go to the other country, but your child passport is is if it is required for the Korean visa, so you need to apply for that. It's getting more difficult, right? It's complicated. So it is based on somebody's and G1 visa holders embassy and located in Korea. In this case, you can apply in the following my steps. So if your embassy in Korea in there, so you just bring it, your passport and your child birth certificate and notary birth certificate, and visit to your embassy in Korea and apply for your child passport. After that, if you kept your birth certificate and proves that and your son or daughter is your daughter or son, and your the Korea born child is born in Korea to apply, and based on your child birth certificate with your the passport in your the embassy in Korea, and with your mother's ARC and a copy with application form number 34, and also and you submitted your rent contract copy to register your child of G199 visa. G199 visa. But some of the person ask me, my child is born in Korea, so uh, is she Korean? No, the Korean is, if you want to be a Korean, is a born child want to be a Korean, and one of your parents shall be Korean. So if you're foreigners, and even if your child was born in Korea, and he or she, your child, is not Korean. Okay, so I'll make you the simple and explain one more time. So if you are holding G1 visa, and if your child was born in Korea, there are four steps to apply for your child visa in Korea. The first step, you shall hold your valid G1 visa, right? So there is no any departure order on it. So if you have any departure order, and your child can apply for F2 G199 visa. The step two, so you get the birth certificate from the hospital, and it is written in Korean, so you need a notarial translation. Yeah, our office also provide the kinds of notarial certificate, notarial translation. I got a license for that to the translate the Korean into English, English to Korean. But you can ask me. Third step, and if you got the birth certificate and it proves that you are your child mother, so the visit to embassy, your country's embassy in Korea, not overseas, okay, and apply for the your child passport. After that, finally you got equipped your ARC copy and your child and a passport and application form number 34 and your residence place rental contract. Correct? But if you visit the immigration office, you need to reserve, right? The first. This is a visa in Korea, and I explained today about the how to apply for and how to apply for the G199 for Korea born child. Okay, see you next time. This is Mr. Zhang, Visa in Korea. Bye bye.